Anne Boleyn was Queen of England from 1533 to 1536, as the second wife of King Henry VIII. Anne and Henry formally married on January 25, 1533, after a secret wedding on November 14, 1532. Henry was still formally married to Catherine of Aragon, but on May 23, 1533, the newly appointed Archbishop of Canterbury Thomas Cranmer declared Henry and Catherine's marriage null and void. 5 days later he declared Henry and Anne's marriage valid. Anne was crowned Queen of England on June 1, 1533. On September 7, she gave birth to the future Queen Elizabeth I. Henry was disappointed to have a daughter rather than a son, but hoped a son would follow. Unfortunately, Anne had 3 miscarriages, and by March 1536, Henry lost his interest in her and started courting Jane Seymour. Henry had Anne investigated for high treason in April 1536. She was accused of witchcraft, incest with her brother George, and plotting to kill the king. On May 2, she was arrested and sent to the Tower of London, where she was tried and convicted on May 15. 4 days later she was beheaded. After her execution, Henry was determined to forget her memory. Her royal emblems were removed from palace walls, her sparkling jewels tucked away in dark coffers, and her precious books, which included several inscriptions in her own hand, disappeared from the pages of time. One of Boleyn's books that has reappeared is a Book of Hours. The book vanished with Boleyn's execution in 1536, then resurfaced around 1903 when it was acquired by the American millionaire William Waldorf Astor after he purchased Hever Castle, Anne Boleyn's childhood home in the English countryside. The stunning prayer book, printed around 1527 with devotional texts designed to be read throughout the day, features hand-painted woodcut as well as a rare example of the Queen's own writing. In the margins of one of the beautifully decorated pages, she penned a rhyming couplet followed by her signature. "Remember me when you do pray, that hope doth lead from day to day." There are also writings that were erased but under ultraviolet light. Various pages throughout the book reveal the names and notations of a string of Kentish women that these women banded together to safeguard Anne's precious book and keep her memory alive. Anne's Book of Hours was passed between mothers, daughters, sisters, and nieces until the late 16th century, when the last name makes its appearance in its margins. It is suggested that the book was gifted by Anne to a woman named Elizabeth Hill. Elizabeth grew up near Hever Castle, and her husband, Richard Hill, was sergeant of the king's cellar at Henry's court. There are records of the Hills playing cards with the king, and there may have been a friendship between Elizabeth and the queen that prompted Boleyn to pass her prayer book on before her execution. The book is believed to contain Anne's DNA on the pages from where she touched and kissed it during her daily devotions.